Hello folks, welcome back to Feldy, my app created by Farmer Yip for Farming Simulator 11. We are kind of on the last gasps of our harvest here, trying to get a canola field taken care of, doing a little baling, have some additional work to do and getting a header over here to continue harvesting with our combine. But just cycle kind of through the equipment here. Yeah, we'll wait for, we almost have a load of canola to take. It'll be helpful to have that. And yeah, just kind of cycle through. We have our fellow over here diligently cutting the peas. We're going to be turning this into bales at some point. It looks like we're kind of getting along to evening. It's only 5:07. But since we are on the eastern side of a hill, we are rapidly losing light, except for when we get kind of up on top here. That's going on, and we are also in the process of baling over here. I think we put that down. Oops! No, I didn't. You know, after the last episode, one of the things mentioned, either this previous episode or the episode before, was some of the crop planning, you know, that I kind of want to do for the next harvest go around. And one of the things, you know, I needed to figure out is how much area I need to continue producing biofuel, you know, which is a mix of both corn and canola, you know, to create the biofuel. Well, come to find out, and I think we all intuitively know this, but I found it in the code just how much more corn we get in terms of yield versus canola. And in some ways, it was kind of disappointing to see. I think later versions of Farming Sim have more variability to this, and I don't know, it seems a little better, but anyways, let me just show you what I mean. I'll just hop out of the game real quick. There is a function called fruit util. This is Lua code here, where you register each kind of fruit. So you're going to give it a name. You have to tell whether it needs seeding. In other words, it doesn't just keep, you know, it isn't perennial. Allows seeding. The players allowed to plant more of it, whether it has straw, meaning doesn't have a windrow. So even grass will have straw. So you can drop a windrow. Minimum harvesting growth state. Each crop will have certain growth states. This tells it when you're allowed to harvest. Price per liter. I think this is an average price around which the price fluctuates. And then we get to this one, liter per square meter. Well, this is the seed or the grain or the output per square meter in the game. So seeing this, we kind of went on an explore, and I found where the fruit types are registered for the basic commodities. It's in the main Lua file. So here you see the grass and the chaff and the rape, barley, and so forth. The part that I say is disappointing is there really is no difference between wheat and barley. You know, we get over here past the names and everything. Here's the price. They're both going to be at 40 cents a liter. They both have a yield of 1.2 liters per square meter. But you know what? So does the maize or the corn. It's identical statistics, with the exception of the harvesting state, if you will. It's identical to wheat and barley. But what it does tell us is, you know, we're going to get 1.2 liters per square meter on average, which is exactly double what we have for the canola. And I seem to recall, you know, if we hop back in game, I seem to recall that the mix is, let me just get to the right screen. The mix is 1-to-1. So if we go to biofuel, yep, we need 1,000 of canola and 1,000 of corn. So really to make this work, you know, if we want to balance it out, we need twice as many acres planted in canola as we do in corn. And so that's actually going to temper my cropping plans, because I think I had more acres in corn coming, and now I'm thinking I need to switch some of those to OSR or to just standard canola. And we'll look at that here in just a moment. You know, my combine, yeah, it's full. Let's quit this monkeying around here, and we're gonna hop up here and go get ourselves a load of canola that we can. Actually, we should be able to fit the whole field in here. And really, looking at our biofuel plant, we have way more corn there than we have canola. So, oh, I almost have half a notion to just be skinny on the corn that we plant and just plant a boatload of canola or OSR so that we have, so that we can use up all the corn that we do have in there. There we go, perfect. We offloaded the combine. We'll keep it moving. We'll go back here. Let's wrap up our baling. And you can kind of see, it's always kind of fun to me to see it in here because it's, you don't really expect to see it in a Farm Sim 11 map. And I don't know if anybody knows, what was the earliest that someone incorporated in the modding, you know, the capability of gathering dirt? And this one here, it really doesn't do a perfect job of gathering dirt, but I know at some point our baler's going to be red, and you'll see the old New Holland decals and stuff on it, just as it, quote, gathers dirt and gets dirtier. Then of course we had a nice rainstorm come through, and that took care of all of our dirt, and so now we're kind of back to the yellow, but it's slowly gathering there. You know, so some of the earliest ones I saw, and these were fairly rare, at least. Oh, I need to put it down so I can pick this up. I didn't use very many mods, you know, that had wash capability when it was Farm Sim 11. I'm not even sure you had many of those in Farm Sim 13. So it's even more rare, I think, in 11. But then when Farm Sim 15 came along, of course, washing equipment was kind of the norm. Do you all like washing equipment? It's kind of fun to do a little bit, but I'll tell you, I never minded, you know, when a rainstorm came by and just kind of took care of it for me. Never minded at all. And I know on most of my farms, it's just not something that I do very often, so my equipment tends to be quite filthy until we get a good rain shower. Oh, looks like our combine doesn't know what to do anymore, so as soon as we take this last little dab, alright, we'll turn him off. No, I think I gotta go the other way. Okay, I think we still have some to get kind of on the other end of the field. Oh, yeah, quit belly aching. There we go. He found that. We'll go back. Nope, not to this. Well, oh, alright, we'll cycle through our equipment. Still working away on creating windrows for us. I think what we'll do with this is we'll just haul it out the door here and take it over by the peas, and we'll be ready to start doing some damage over there in the pea patch. And we are going to have a lot of bales we need to haul. And You know, with the canola over here, there's no windrow, so that's already... Oh, now how did I do that? Hopped out instead of hitting the old 3 key to kind of speed things up. So this will be ready in short order to... You know, that fence... It almost looks like, has the appearance that it was put right in the middle of the road. I feel like I need to move it a little bit. Our lane is a little narrow. But anyhow, we'll take this to our pea field and leave it sit there until we're done maybe windrowing things up. And one of these times when I'm outside of the map, this is horrible bumpy through here. You know, it is really hard. I seriously need some skills to do this better. I don't know how Yip did it. He just was very talented at cutting in a smooth road, no matter the slope. And so, probably need to talk to him at some point and ask for his technique. So I'll maybe just park it kind of here. Not on too much of a slope, still looks pretty flat. So we'll just kind of pause right there. And this fella, he's done. So let's turn him off. And where was... Oh yeah, it's over here. One last little dab of canola. Won't end up, yeah, we're gonna have a whole bunch of corn, and you know, we need to do something with the corn over here. And in game, we could always chaff it, or we could harvest it for the grain. I kind of, can we sell it? You know, we have plenty of corn already in the biofuel. We don't need more corn. Actually, it'll be over here. That's the entrance to the field. So maybe what we should do is sell the corn at the market. Can we do that? Oh, we can. Look at that. If I take it to the brewery, 520. That's a wonderful price, actually. That's better than the barley that we took there. All right, that settles it. I'm gonna just sell the corn because I think we have plenty. We're only taking 11,000 of canola over there. We're going to be replanting the fields and having both corn and canola, so we just don't need it. What'll end up happening is a bunch of corn will end up sitting in there and doing nothing for a while. So I think we're just going to turn it into cash. But first, I need to get the header over here to do something with it, and I may just end up doing that off cam. Oop, 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 oop. Shift Q. Q, Q. Oh! Okay, it lost. Yeah, lost the header off of there. Yes, these things, I tell you, I don't. Me and header trailers just don't get along the best. So let me see if I can sneak it up over here across the trailer. It's probably gonna make the combine fly into the air if I can get it over there. No, it just isn't gonna do it. It isn't gonna span that gap. Alright, so we'll pull the header trailer forward and get it out of the way. I just wish I could remember the sequence of keys that I need for doing something with this here. So I'll just hook that up, I'll pull it ahead. Oh, please don't do anything with my header. Alright, I'll drop it, and no, don't anybody, there's nothing to see here. I didn't just drive through a fence, you know, nothing to see here. Grab this and let's try this again. And actually, probably what ultimately needs to happen with it is have the header hauled back south, because that's probably where I'll start up the next harvest first thing. So I need to get it onto the trailer. All right, let me try that. Now please stay put. I think I was on a little bit of a slope last time, so that may have impacted it a little bit. So let me try this again. And this time I'm going to try Shift Q and see if that takes... Okay, I think that got it totally into place. You know, maybe while I'm here, it's going to take every ounce of money that I have. I'm just going to fill up the old combine. We'll get it ready to go. I need to take it over to go fetch the header. Let me go check on our... Yeah, this needs to go to the biofuel. Let me check on the fella doing the work for the peas. He's going away like a good feller. Hopefully he's done with that all down there. He'll be done in a moment. And maybe what I can do is just pop out of game here. Let me save this. Now we looked at the code here a little bit. What I wanted to show, I got started on another episode and I never finished because we ran out of time. We're always fighting the timer in here. And so I wanted to come back to here and note that, well, this is the PDA map that Farmer Yip created. I think I shared a little bit about all the text and stuff that he put in here, the watercolor he had to put in. But when you take a picture of it in the map, it can look like this. And I had to do some special editing. I basically added some additional light. One of the problems you have here with how Farmer Yip did it, and he did it exactly how, you know, anybody that learns how to do it, they teach you to do it. But he had such topographical differences in his map that one of the problems, I guess if you call it a problem, is you see all these shadows everywhere where there's a side of a hill. Like here's the sharp drop off that we've been looking at here. And so to kind of cover up all those shadows, you have to add additional light. So I did that over here. This didn't even get all the fields that I have in there, which is okay. So I may end up redoing it at some point. But this is all the fields. You know, we just finished harvesting here. We have one left with the corn to do. And that's the one I just said we're going to turn into cash instead of taking it to our biofuel production center down here. But I kind of, I don't know if you guys do this. I'm kind of a planner, if you will, or I guess, you know, some people treat this game as a tractor simulator, and I do enjoy working with the machines, don't get me wrong, and driving them around and whatnot, but I more enjoy the art or aspect of planning a farm. I'm not going to tell you I'm any good at it, but I kind of like looking at it as a business and trying to get it to run. So, you know, I know I've continually commented in here about the level of debt that I have, and trying to work with that to procure additional equipment. I mean, hey, we all do that. It isn't just my style of player or whatever, but I really enjoy that aspect. So what I'm going to try to do this time around, you know, we kind of had a hodgepodge of fields in here. I don't remember when I printed this map. It all gets printed from the editor, so I must have done some editing to take out the fields that we did have. But we have access to all of them here, and the pea field is over here. Down here, I think this whole thing I'm going to turn into oilseed rape or canola, except for this one here. This one is flat as a pancake. I think I'm probably going to put it in potatoes. And we did have a potato field up here, but it was very hilly. And so I think I'm going to put spuds here because it is so close to the brewery, you can easily sell it. The oilseed rape is really close to the biofuel location, so you know, here we had some rape up here, although we didn't combine it. We opted to bale it to turn it into cash. In retrospect, I probably should have brought it here, but anyways, can't do anything about that now. And then I was going to put a bunch of corn in here. Now, this was originally corn. This was corn over here. That was wheat, I believe. But I don't know that I need that much corn. Remember, I need twice as much oilseed rape as I need of corn. So I may put some rape in these fields up here. Maybe I'll turn these into corn, kind of like I have this one here. Basically, I want to keep them close enough to the biofuel processor that I don't have to truck a long ways across the map. So that's kind of the goal that I had for this area here. A little bit of cash crop that's close to market. The rest of this kind of in here in this area is going to be to haul to the biofuel. Now when we get to here and above, I'd like to get into animals, and I have a ton of root crop that's been harvested, the sugar beets. That's what this field is here. And so I was thinking, well, the sugar beets would be used for the hogs, which are in here, and I need feed stuff along with sugar beets, which you can get from the red clover. Don't know that we have to do it in peas. So I was thinking in the future, I would, the red clover, I'm not going to take it out. It's perennial, it'll regrow. So I was thinking of putting sugar beets up here and sugar beets in here, although the first time, because I have so much sugar beet already jammed into here, I don't need a single bit of sugar beet for a little while because we don't have any animals. So I think I'll probably just put a regular crop up here, maybe barley or something that I can harvest just for cash. But I'd kind of like to dedicate the area up here towards the animals, particularly the stuff that goes into the feeder, feeding the beef and the hogs. So for the beef, we need feed stuff and barley. For the hogs, we need sugar beet and feed stuff. So anything that we see red is red clover, and we can get feed stuff from it. Any of these other fields, I plan on planting to barley. I think these were both barley. And these over here, ditto, I'll probably turn those into barley because they're close enough to the animals to just haul it over here. Same thing with this area up here. That then is going to leave this fish field, which we didn't have a crop in, and kind of this area up top up here that I figured I would just leave as cash crops, and maybe even dip into these a little ways for cash crop, depending on our needs for biofuel and whatnot. That these I would take to market because it's close by over here. We gotta, run down the road a little bit, but to try to keep it close. Whereas in the past, I was hauling to market things from way out here, and I may still need to do some of that. But I know if we do any baling up here, it should go to, there's a bale shredder in here. I've learned, seen in the manual, that we need where we can take straw, really any kind of bale, it'll shred it, it'll turn it into bedding for the animals, which we're going to need. So I'm hoping a lot of the bales even that get created up here can stay up in this area. And I suppose if worse comes to worse, we could always do something over here with this vast grass area. I opted to not cut it to hay this past season. It's something I still could do if I'm in dire straits for cash, but I'm hoping the little bit of cash crops that I take out of here, will suffice to give me the equipment that I need. And plus there's a lot of bales to haul. So that's kind of the plan that I have. And I actually printed this thing to a piece of paper, and so as I'm talking about it here, I'm going kind of off my notes, just looking at it here. I suppose if I was really smart, I would try to scan it in and show the PDF on here. But anyway, we'll go back to, let me just hit save while I'm at it. Get out of here. He's got just a dab to do, I think, to finish this up. And we'll maybe just stay with him. Actually, I kind of want to go sneak down over the hill. Let me turn the lights on just to make sure that he's done everything. All right, yeah, these look like completed windrows. I still don't hear anything outside. I noticed that problem on another implement. I'm pretty sure when you're outside of the combine, you can hear it harvesting, when it's going, or even if it's just sitting there on. If you're standing by it, or if it's in higher mode, you can hear it working. So there must be something, a sound file or something on this, that I need to tweak at some point. Otherwise, I really like this little windrower. It reminds me of when I was on the farm, just the nature of this and the setup. It reminds me of the windrower that I used on Lone Oak Farms. That I think it was a 2280 John Deere. Hey, pick up your header, dude. Yes. Oh, and when he backs up, he eliminates some of the... Yeah, that isn't good. All right, one more little bit. All right, you're done. He's done. Be nice if he turned his lights on, too. But it's kind of almost nostalgic to run this little windrower here. And you know, it'd be much quicker to get it back to where it needs to be if I just kind of went down over the side, but I think we can avoid a quick trip to the bottom. But this, on the Lone Oak Farms, we had 2280 John Deere's. I mean, this has the look and feel of kind of what those machines are, just the size of the header and everything that we had. So, but he's done his job, and we can, I think I'll fill him with fuel kind of as we go by up here. Man, this little guy books. Maybe in real life they go this quick. I really don't know. I wish some of our other machines would skip along like this. It's just the problem with this one. It's a little harder to steer than some of them. We'll get it up here, give him a little bit of gas, fuel, diesel, whatever. Oh, except we kind of got to get the combine out of the road. Okay. Let me just haul the... Oops. There. Did that pull it all the way down? I hope so. I always get tricked out by these trailers. So... maybe I'll just leave it here because I think... No, I don't want to do that. Shift Q. Dang it, one of these days I'll remember. I'm going to need to take this across the map to go get the header. Let me just see if I can get over to... Here we go. Let's dive in here. I want to get it some fuel while we're kind of in the area. Probably when I'm off cam, I'll be moving that further. Costing us money. Alright, let's pay the piper and go grab our header. It really isn't too far over there. I don't know of another way to go get it other than driving this beast all the way over. And if you all have some ways to shortcut that, I'm all ears. I think in a previous episode we talked a little of some of the modding you can do to where, you know, a tractor maybe could pick up a header or that kind of thing. You know, something, and I guess, you know, this is realistic. You know, you really, well, I say realistic. It's realistic from my background perspective. I don't recall ever using anything other than a combine to pick up a header. And I think I mentioned we didn't have header trailers. We just, well, primarily because we really didn't need them. We didn't have that much wheat on the farm, so we didn't have super wide headers. We just took them down the road. I mean, they were huge headers as it was, but most of what we grew was grass seed, and so that was always windrowed, like with that 2280 John Deere that I mentioned, and then we had a belt pickup for the combine, and so it was scarcely wider than the combine itself, and a lot of times it wasn't any wider than the combine. You know, we had a hillside combine, for example, and the wheelbase on a hillside combine is quite a bit wider than a standard flatland machine. So when it had one of those headers on there, here we go. Yeah, see this one here we can fold up. I don't even know that it would sit on a header trailer, although maybe one of these times I should give it a try. But we'll fold it up and take it over there. At least I remembered where it was. So we just never really had a need. So anytime we picked up one of those headers, we didn't use a tractor, we didn't use a front end loader. I mean, unless we were working on it in the shop or something and had to lifted up on chains or what have you. But if we were literally moving it from place to place, it was the combine. We would go hook it up, and that's how we'd move it. So maybe what we're doing here is as realistic as it gets. And once we get over there, we're going to be ready to harvest the final field and get us some corn. Every time we come through the barnyard, I don't know if you heard that just now, but there is something that plays Farmer Yip's voice. I just love hearing it in there, and he tells us the same thing, you know, to welcome to Feldy and get your butt out there and start farming. So that's exactly what we are doing, sir. And having a good time at it, I might add. So there's, yeah, I even said I was going to do this off cam. I guess I fibbed. So we are going to get him up here and get it going in the corn. And this also is going to be a cash crop. And I'll be curious to see if he's able to negotiate the outer edges, because I kind of think these posts have collisions on them. Let me just test. Oh, yep, he's got collisions. All right, so we're just let me see if I can unwind him. There we go. And open this up. We got to pick ourselves a different crop. Let me go up to maize and driving. We're otherwise all set up. So here we go. Let's turn him loose and see what he does. And he's finding the field. So, oh, you know what? This one here may be a little bit different, to see how he goes with auto combine. Because as we may recall, and I'm seeing he isn't going clear to the edge. You know, I wonder. Oh yeah, he's still going off of the other one. Let me tighten that in. There we go. There we go. Yeah, he's gonna. All right, I kind of need to tighten that in. That makes me feel a little better. But thank you so much for coming along to spend a little time on Feldy. We're down to our last field to combine. We're bringing in some corn. We're going to sell it at market instead of taking it to the biofuel plant. And we'll probably finish this up on the next episode if I don't do it all off cam. Again, thank you for coming along. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next one.